Hello and welcome to the Spiritual Solopreneur Podcast. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Today, my guest is Camille Miller. Camille is a three-time best-selling author on soul-driven entrepreneurship. She's founder of the Soul Professional Movement and a sought-after transformational business strategist and intuitive mentor. She's dedicated to helping soul-led entrepreneurs worldwide design businesses that align with their values and purpose. Her mission is simple: to inspire and support others in bringing their gifts to the world. Hi, Camille.
Hi, Bev. Thanks so much for having me again.
No worries. Thank you for joining me again. This is, I think it's about a year or so. I don't know.
At
Maybe
least.
a
I
little
think it's a
more
little
than
more,
that
but
since you were
yeah.
here, but yeah, awesome. You know, I love that last bit of the intro I just read for you about helping people bring their gifts to the world, because that's kind of what it's all about.
I agree.
Um, I think we all want to feel like we're contributing our unique skills and abilities to make things better on the planet, um, or just to get through the day. Uh, is that what a soul-aligned business is?
Yeah, I believe that a paradigm shift started a long while ago, but it's definitely getting some momentum right now. And it's really about following your passion, being authentic, loving what you do every single day. To me, that is soul aligned. If you won the lottery today, would you still wake up tomorrow and do the same thing? Because if
Right.
the answer is yes, then you are in alignment, right? Then that's part of your vibration. You're like, this is my soul's purpose. This is what I want to do every single day, whether it brings me money or not. Hopefully, it's bringing you money. Like that's the whole idea of this, but because we want people to bring their gifts to the world, because the world needs them right now.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
more so as we move into this new paradigm.
So if you won the lottery, maybe you
Yeah.
already have. If you won, but assuming you haven't, if you won the lottery, is there any part of your business you would not do you think?
Um, well, I'm actually in the process now of kind of like shifting to
Mm,
get out of the day to day and get on more stages, be the more of the face of the company and not doing all the teaching and the coaching, but to allow the stage to be for others. And that's part of our soul professional movement is it's not me. Like I've done it for a long time, but it's also to train the other leaders in the world. So I feel like my goal now is to amplify the amplifiers and to find them within the world. But there's nothing like I wouldn't do. Like
yeah.
this is absolutely my passion. I created it this way on purpose. I would do more speaking and traveling so I can meet all the people that I've met over these past few years on Zoom, right? That is a huge passion, but that takes a lot of money and time. And it's very hard to do if you have one-on-one clients and other things that are, keeping everything going. But
Right.
I would still wake up and do what I do. I love what I do. I would
Awesome.
just have more people working with me to help amplify it.
Well, you've written three books, so
Yeah.
and apart from everything else, obviously this is your passion, no question about
Yeah,
it.
it is. It
Um,
absolutely
what
is.
what stops some of the rest of us from pursuing it like you have? Is it just a
Um,
matter of knowing what it is, knowing what the
no,
passion is?
I
No.
think a lot of us know our passion, but they don't believe that they can make a living doing it.
Mm,
Right? They're always like, well, I'll do this after I have $10,000 months, or after I do this, or after the kids are out of school, or after it's called dream stacking. And they stack these dreams in a way that they can't achieve them. Because if you didn't hit the first domino, you can't get to the third one. And a lot of my work is really just saying, tell me your dreams and let's start creating that today. Like I always wanted to travel, right? But I was a single mom, didn't have the money to always be able to do it. But it started with just allowing myself some time off. And then it was weekends. And then it was a day trip. And then it was like, can I get away for a weekend? Then it was, can I get on a plane and go somewhere? So I gradually grew into what was possible. But it's just like running a marathon, right? You first got to buy the sneakers. Like you have to take baby steps towards your ultimate goal. And I think
Right.
so many of us are stopped by the bigger vision, or they're stopped by literally the fear of success. What if I had all of these clients and I either didn't know what to do with the money, or I didn't have the time to be with my family, or, it's what if, what if, what if, what if.
Or I don't have the wherewithal to serve all these clients. It's
Absolutely. So we get stopped in the what ifs, and a lot of times it's a self-worth. It's very, very hard to take big leaps or to let go of what doesn't serve you. That's part of what I call scaling with soul. Like you have to let go of a lot of things before you start to move forward, right? Because you have to
yeah,
create the space for opportunity, and
exactly.
it's hard.
So do you help folks kind of get over those first few steps?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can be in a shorter session, a larger session. I do the free master classes. So we're always talking about the mindset behind everything. A lot of it is mindset. But yeah, absolutely. And a lot of my work, especially my one-on-one work, if you're in a cohort or something with me, a small mastermind, I'm working with them in 𝐾𝐨𝐧'𝐭, which is also your subconscious beliefs. It's a subconscious energy psychology that's clearing out what no longer serves you and working on some of those belief systems that are underneath why things aren't working as an entrepreneur.
Interesting. Psych
Yeah,
K. I
𝐾𝐨𝐽 it's
have
called. Yeah.
seen that before.
Yeah.
Is it a hypnotherapy type of thing or?
No, it's not. The science behind it is done by Bruce Lipton,
Hmm,
who wrote Biology of Belief. And the technique itself was created by a man called Rob Williams, who has since passed. I learned it in 2019 when I had been in counseling for years from an abusive marriage. And I came across Psyche in my doctorate work, and I was like, let me learn more about this. And I called someone did it, who happened to be in my community. And I was like, don't you do this? Can you explain more? And I ended up going through the training, and I was like blown away because like in 15 minutes they cleared stuff that I had been going to counseling on for years. And the interesting stuff is I can't call up that feeling anymore. There's no
mm,
fear there, there's no anxiety there. Like it just takes it out of my body.
wow.
So, yeah. So for when I first learned it, I used to do single sessions, but I don't do it anymore. I do it in conjunction with my clients. So if we're building something and something happens, I'm like, let me just clear that for you. Right. So, thankfully, I'm also very intuitive. So sometimes spirit's helping me go, it's this, it's not this. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That's
I get to
awesome.
work on some of that. And sometimes it's just earning ceilings. Like I worked with a client who was like stuck in the, low 100,000s, and we needed to break the ceiling of a few million. So it was just going in there and saying, okay, you're worthy now. Let's clear that up, and let's move your earning ceiling, right?
Does it pretty much always come down to self-worth?
Almost every time. Yeah. Well, that's what imposter syndrome is. That's a lot of it. And anyone that grows, I shouldn't say anyone because there's probably people that don't, but almost everyone, especially women, we hit these ceilings of what was possible because we didn't have role models that did more than that, right? So especially in spiritually based work, regardless of what you do, you don't see mentors that have done it the way you do it, right? So
Right.
you're like, well, it's not possible then,
Exactly. So
right? Because we
you
haven't seen anyone do it.
yeah. You work with a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs.
I work only with spiritual
Only with
entrepreneurs.
spiritual entrepreneurs,
Yes.
actually.
Yeah. But
So,
spiritual means like purpose driven, right?
Okay.
And the beliefs of themselves. It doesn't mean that they're all psychics and mediums and intuitives. Like they may be, they may have that too, but you'd be amazed at how many people are coming out of these corporate jobs, in midlife. They've done the thing, they got the title, they made the salary, and they're like, this does not make my heart sing.
Right.
Right. And they usually hire me as a thought partner or to design that next chapter, what that business looks like. That's a big part of my business accelerator, which is in our school. It's helping people design these lifestyle businesses that get them through retirement. But many of them are teachers and corporate executives. Many are in healthcare, lots of engineers, doctors that are leaving the field, scientists that have been in lab tests that are just like, this is not what I want to do anymore.
Mhm.
It just doesn't make me happy. So what can I do? And sometimes it's just the belief of what is possible if when you stop working for other people.
Yeah, and for people who are maybe laid off or whatever and not expecting to be looking
Yeah.
for something else, can you help them figure out
Oh,
what
yeah.
it could be?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. We're doing that a lot now with teachers and government workers. We have a couple of them in my classes right now of just
Awesome.
saying, what's next? But they have to get through the grief and they have to decide that entrepreneurship is the right step. Like you don't go into entrepreneurship because you're coming from a place of, I don't know what to do, so let me just do this, right? That doesn't help anybody. But if it's really something you truly want to do and want to create a career doing it, then I can help them. It's not, I don't do short-term fixes. Like
Yeah.
we're really building scalable models that can work. And sometimes as entrepreneurs, they don't work. Or what did work, we're seeing a lot of people that I worked with over the last 2 years, like things that worked all of a sudden aren't working right now. So I'm getting a lot of calls right now of what do we do? It's not working. And I'm like, let's jump on a call. Let's fix it. Like let's tweak it here or tweak it here and test it
Mm.
and see if we can fix it. Sometimes it's just putting out a smaller program or going in a different direction or taking a break from what you were doing, so it's missed in the market. Sometimes when you run the same thing over and over again, there's no more people to take it.
Mm.
So you just have to let it be for a little bit until there's people again.
Awesome. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So there's a big lifestyle difference, I think, between being an entrepreneur and having a job 9 to 5. So
Absolutely.
is that sort
Yeah.
of where you start with somebody like that? Like,
Yeah. How someone wants to live, where they want to live, right? We have a lot of nomads today, people that are moving all over the world, where they are in their own lifestyle. Are they young? Do they have kids? Are their kids out of school? Or they're working on retirement, right? So where they are in their lifestyle and what they really want to achieve is a part of your business model, right? If you only want to work 2 days a week, we can create that model, right? But we have to know that that's your model, right? Then it's a non-negotiable. So we do go through and talk about what's non-negotiable, right? If you have to babysit your grandkids every Wednesday, then you're not working on Wednesdays. It's a non-negotiable. So let's build a model that has that day free for you, right?
yeah,
And lifestyle and balance is a big part of it. So many times when entrepreneurs are very successful and they're coming to me because they want to grow, right? It's getting them just to take off weekends. And I'm always like, you'll understand that if you work less, you'll actually make more, but they have to trust that I can get them there. Right. So first it's like take off 1 day a week, then it's take off 2 days a week. Then let's unblock your Fridays. Right. I have nothing on my Friday. It doesn't mean I don't work, but I never book anything on a Friday. Right. Because it's kind of my see what happens day.
that's your
Right.
non-negotiable.
It's my non-negotiable. So, but I have other times, but it also took time for that to happen, right? It wasn't always like that. But as people start to scale, we have to do it because if you're a visionary, you need that creative space in your time, right? So, what I do is help people create the space for opportunities to happen. Like you can't just work and work and work. And if you're always in that hunting mode, you're actually not in alignment at all. That is not soul. There's nothing soulful
Right.
about it, right? Soul is when you're attracting, when your light is so bright that people can see you, right? Or
Ex-
people are talking about you. That's what you
Exactly.
want. That's what I teach.
That's beautiful.
Thank
Is
you.
is that how you sort of bring the soul element into your classes, into your teaching? It's just sort of interwoven, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It is. So I'm a former adjunct professor. I taught MBA students global business strategy. Um, but it was in that role that I saw that we really weren't serving these micro entrepreneurs, these service-oriented professionals. And that's really where I focus. I don't do brick and mortar anymore. I did for years. I don't do brick and mortar anymore. It's more about the global service provider. Um, but it's putting in that place of authenticity. Like in my accelerator, we spend a lot of time talking about your unique gifts, like what makes you so different from everyone else with the same title, right? Um, who do you want to serve? And it's not everyone. If you can help them or not, those are not, everyone is not your people, right? And it's really narrowing that focus. But it's doing everything through a soulful lens. So even though I teach finance, right? It's how do we look at it from a place of understanding? How do you give yourself grace for the debt? Like, let's explain cash flow and maybe why you got into a hole if that's where you are, right? So it's doing everything through a soulful blend. It's doing marketing not based on fear, but in showing people the transformation that you provide, right? So if you come with me with an idea, I can transform it into a business model that makes you six figures, right? I work with very logically brained people, right? So you're saying words so people are self-identifying, and that's how you're attracting, right? You can say, well, I'll help everybody. I don't, right? Neither do you. Nobody does, right? We have people look at their competition and say, how are you different? What makes you so unique in the world that you actually have no competition? Because that's what we have to start to talk about. So that's how I do things through a soulful lens,
Mhm.
but it's in every aspect of our business. It's our mission, it's our vision, it's our uniqueness, it's our branding, it's our messaging, it's our colors. It's the way we show up, right? Who we are, even our confidence. We work on confidence in my classes. How do we talk about ourselves? How do we use words? How do we not hiding in a closet because you're ashamed or you don't want everyone to know who you are? Because it's when you step into who you are and you start using those words that everyone actually recognizes you, right? Because if you're saying, I'm not getting the right people or people can't afford me, it's because your marketing and messaging is off.
Right.
Because that's what you're marketing to get, right?
Yeah. And they don't teach that in marketing classes.
No, they
Quite-
do not.
quite-
They do in my school. And
Exactly.
now we're bringing in, faculty that has that same thing and have built businesses. So to be a faculty member in our school, you have to have a business well over 100,000 to even teach in the school. So we're teaching from a place of soul, and you have to have done it in a soul-aligned way, and that's how you teach it, and that you've done it and you can mentor others to do it. So it's a very unique school system too.
Beautiful.
Thank
B-
you.
Business building seems to be in your blood. I mean, it's something that you just started doing almost from the beginning,
It,
teaching
it
business
is.
building. It's not
It
something
is.
that everybody can just do.
Agreed. Agreed. That's my uniqueness, right?
Yeah.
And I uniquely dovetail science and soul, right? My degrees are in different things and I can bring it all together. But for me, it's the puzzle pieces. Like I'm also very intuitive, I'm claircognizant. So when I'm talking to people and they explain their business, I literally can see the map. So I see what others can't. I say that a lot. But that's why I'm hired, right? So I can see all the connecting parts. I know when people are explaining their funnel to me, I'm like, oh, like I just helped a client. They're multi six-figured. And I saw they showed me their funnel and I knew instantly, I was like, these two things are reversed. I was like, you flip, then you'll probably make another 100,000 this week, right? We're seeing because that was last week. We're seeing what
Yeah.
happens there. But it's something that simple. sometimes,
Yeah. You just see
right?
it. You can
It's just
just,
in the wrong order. That's all,
that's
right?
amazing.
Those people don't buy that. It's in the wrong order,
That's
right?
amazing.
So, yeah, but sometimes it's that simple. But for all of us, even myself, when you're in it, you can't see it yourself, right? And that's why I hire coaches, I hire strategists, I talk to people, I have accountability groups, right? Because I can't catch it either, right? Because it's very hard to see yourself as an entrepreneur, not identifying as one, because I can do that, but
Mhm.
you're making mistakes, but you can't see how you're showing up because it's you. You can't coach you, you
Yeah.
know? It's a very
Yeah.
hard place. So even though I can do this with so many other people, I look for my own coaches and strategists when I have to grow, because they can call me out on things.
Right.
And that's what you want. I mean, entrepreneurship is lonely. It's hard. It's a roller coaster. It's very emotional, right? Because
Yeah.
you have really good days and really bad days. And sometimes it's one's in the morning and one's in the afternoon. Like it's just like, oh, you
Yeah.
know.
So
But I have a friend that I text my wins to every single day,
oh,
and it helps
beautiful.
me remember what happened during my day.
That's great. I mean, you're almost like a psychologist and a marketing person and a financial advisor and
Well, I'm a
all in one.
strategist.
A
So a
strategist.
strategist does all of that,
Yeah.
right? I help people with their entire strategy.
Yeah.
There are other people that specialize in a very specific piece of it that can go deeper, but I'm usually the strategist that's seeing it from beginning to end. But
Definitely
I'm
seeing.
also working with people's mindset,
Mm. Hmm.
and you as an individual to make sure that you are as strong as you can be and as confident, because it's really the mindset and the confidence, right? I'm assuming everyone has the ability. I don't teach anyone to be good at what they do. I just teach you the model to put it out in front of other people, right? My job is to get your gifts to the world. That's my mission. I want to get your gifts to the world. So how we do that is the strategy. So strategy is all of it from soup to nuts. It's not, and there's many people that say, oh, well, if I just, my messaging was good and I hit more people, then more people would come and that would solve all my problems. And sometimes that's not the problem. It's not your messaging, it's your funnel, or it's, you're not going to any networking events, so you couldn't meet anyone anyway. Or, it's the whole thing from beginning to end, from idea all the way to concept,
Yeah.
right? And then after you sell someone, where are they going from there? Like if you're on a stage, where do you go from there? Where are you asking people to meet you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole picture, man.
The whole picture is what I do, right? I'm
Beautiful.
the strategist does the whole picture.
Yeah, exactly. Is there
Yeah.
any sort of particular types of businesses that you are working with right now more so than others, or is it all over the map?
Yeah, so I specialize in global markets. So most people are doing it over Zoom.
Hmm.
And I specialize in professional services. So you're providing a service, is a single individual providing a service, and micro entrepreneurs. So most of my clients, not all, but most of my clients are under 1 million for sure. Um, some are just starting out. They could be anywhere in that gamut, though. They can just be starting out. They could be hitting 100,000. I do very well with people that are coming out of the corporate world, but um, going into something
Starting from
else.
scratch,
Yeah, but
basically.
they're
Yeah,
usually consultants, coaches, guides, advisors. We call them all sorts of things, right?
gotcha.
That are
Solopreneurs, mid-sized businesses, whatever,
most are solo,
solopreneurs.
right? If they're starting to scale, then I'm teaching them how to hire people. How do we
Mm,
finance hires?
hmm.
How do you start to delegate? Because if you're the visionary, very hard to delegate,
Right.
right?
Scaling isn't for everyone, right?
Not everyone wants to scale,
Yeah.
right? It's for those that choose to, or choose to get out of the day to day. If you're in a practice and your hours are filled, you really can't grow, right? There's a ceiling that you're going to hit other than increasing your prices. That's where we always start. But there's still a ceiling you're going to hit unless you bring other people on or start to do like group projects or, I mean, group programs or memberships or masterminds or online programs or something else, affiliate programs, like some type of passive income. So sometimes people love that work, and we have to work within those confines of, do you want to start doing group? Some people hate groups. They only want to do one-on-one. So it's like, okay, well, let's talk about ways you can scale or how you see it,
Mhm.
right? Some people are happy, some people want more, some people want to get out of the day-to-day, right? I'm in a space where I really want to start speaking more and traveling more. So I'm starting to hire people around me that can provide some of the services that our organization provides.
Awesome. So is that where this whole professional movement is going?
So yeah, the Soul Professional movement was actually created way back, and it was the original blueprint of the Natural Life Business Partnership when I started my vision. But I didn't even trademark Soul Professional to 2020. Like it didn't even come into my existence. But the movement now, we're rolling it all back at a much bigger scale because I'm much bigger. I'm a different person than I was 10 years ago. But the movement itself is about being a better human in the world. It is about being a global citizen. It is about bringing purpose beyond profit, right? It's for all sorts of leaders and visionaries and conscious models of the way business can be, right? It's about leading with integrity and purpose, about honoring your authentic self, embracing lifelong growth and personal development, choosing collaboration over competition, and thinking about the greater good in all instances, and really coming together. So the movement itself is free. You just have to sign a pledge that you're going to be this good person in the world. And then everyone gets a little badge. So it's a little bigger than it was. Everyone gets a little badge. They can download the badge. And we ask everyone to tell one person. Like,
Really?
so people are showing us who soul professionals are in the world. They're self-identifying, they have these little badges, and then people can put it in their email signatures, they can put it on their website, and then there'll be a global directory that connects everyone all over the world. So right now we're in 28 countries and we're growing, because now we're being better at organizing and it being more systematic. So we hope to get ambassadors in all different countries and start having in-person gatherings. And the movement itself is free. So we want to make sure that everyone that has gifts and wants to have a business has the education to do so too.
Right.
So that's where my free master classes, and there's a YouTube channel where everything will be there for free for everybody. So
Beautiful.
it's a much greater movement. So we can all connect, because I think as this paradigm shift is happening in the world, we're looking for purpose, but we can't find our people. We can't find our people. So this is a way for all of us to connect all over the world. And I do believe with all of my heart that it's going to be people like you and I that are these small micro entrepreneurs giving an olive branch across borders saying, I get you, I see you, I get you, how can I help?
Yeah.
And if we do that, we will bring our worlds together, I think faster and better, and grow our own economies in this micro way by just being good people in the world. So it's really a lifting of humanity that are going into this next 5D. We don't say that, but that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
It's those that are choosing to be conscious.
Beautiful.
It's not for everyone.
How does one join this group and get their badge?
So you can go to soulprofessional.com, And there is a movement page, and it literally will take you through all of the steps
Oh, beautiful.
from learning about the movements, to signing the pledge, to then downloading the thing, and then a series of emails comes out telling you how to connect, how to collaborate, um, and all of that. So, and
Beautiful.
the directory's coming. So, yeah. So
Fantastic.
it's been a long time coming, but the work behind it has been incredible
Mhm.
because it takes a lot of systems and technical work, and we have some interns coming in to help from the business schools that can help start to run all of this stuff. And we don't really know what everyone needs yet, but we do know that there needs to be bigger global conversations in the world. And I'm sure there's people having bigger global conversations, but I'm not sure if there are people, right? So
Yeah.
we need to do that. I spoke to a guy in California that does like healing circles for those healers in the world that need other healing. Um, so that's what we're going to do, like on a big level. And what we provide will be for everybody.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just
That's
a
a
way
big
to
vision. That's a
collaborate.
big, beautiful vision.
It is. Thank you. Yeah, but I feel like one of the things that I've learned over this decade is not everyone has access to me or my services, right? Because I charge a lot. Um, but there is something I can do, right? And that's why I started giving free master classes, and now we put them on YouTube so people can find everything because I
Right.
can do that.
Yeah.
And there's other people in the world that will offer to do things like that as well.
Hmm.
So it'll be like this free economy, but it's of giving, right? It's an ecosystem of people that understand us. And healers help heal other healers. We do
For
that
sure.
naturally, right? And if I'm good at something, I can share my gifts with the world.
Yeah. Yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely.
so I'm excited about it.
In addition to your fabulous master classes, which I've been to many,
Thank you.
I know you also do card readings once a month or so. I don't know if you're still doing, I think you're still doing them.
Yep, we still do those.
And
Yeah,
we pull soul cards. Do you have your deck handy? I'd love to
I
do a
do
quick,
because we're doing it tonight.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. It's
yeah.
tonight.
So we do it the first Monday of every single month, and it's called Business with Heart
That's it.
because we pull the soul cards, and then we break people into groups to talk about them. And we always pull three to see what the collective needs to know. We do it with Tyson Sharp of the Serving Circle. He is in Australia, so it allows us connect our continents, connect our communities, connect. It's kind of fun.
Beautiful. Yeah. I'm always interested to see what the cards say about what we've been talking about.
So a card just came out, so that's obviously our card.
Hmm.
It's Voyage, which is a little boat too, a trip, which I think is kind of interesting because we were just talking about, Spirit saying it's because of the global. We were just talking about connecting all the countries and how are we connecting to each other all over the world.
Absolutely. And you were
Um,
talking about traveling
yeah.
a lot
So this
too.
says, I am safe and loved no matter where I am. And that's really cute because safety is one of our core values. Safety and belongingness are some of our core values in this group. So people feel safe to be who they are
Right.
and they have a
And
supportive community.
and I like that because it's not just when you're in a class or when you're having a session or when you're
Right.
in the networking group, you're not in those things all the time. So, what happens there needs to be with you outside.
Absolutely. Yeah. And to know that there is a support system if you have a question or you don't understand something, that there are people that have been where you are and we have the answers, so ask. And most people, it's human nature to want to mentor and help. It's just human
Mm,
nature.
mhm.
So there'll be a lot of mentor. I need mentors. I need people above me helping me. Like everyone needs somebody
Yeah,
above them to help light the path. right? So I'm just
Exactly.
helping light the path for people behind me that might not be where I am in the world,
Yeah.
right? But I started at the same space with an idea.
Yeah. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
The
It's an
spark.
idea, and then how do I get that idea to work?
Yeah.
Right. And I've been working on the same idea for 10 years now. So
You know something about it.
yeah, but now I'm like, oh, wait, I know where I went wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Let me roll this back out. Now it's better. Now people are on Zoom. Like 10 years ago, it existed, but we didn't use it. We went to a Zoom model in 2018, so I did foresee that. But um, a lot of things are changing in the world.
Yeah.
Social media will help, hopefully.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of communication avenues.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're really relying on other people to help have that snowball effect or the
Yeah.
domino effect, right? We
Yeah.
we need other people to recognize other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Camille, thank you so much for being here. It was a really fun conversation. I love the
Thank
card
you.
pull and everything we talked about. Is the best way for folks to get hold of you, want to start this journey, the
Yeah. This
soulprofessional.com or
Soul Professional, it's SOUL
okay.
professional.com. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn or anywhere else. It's Camille L. Miller. You need the middle initial because there is a famous singer called Camille Miller.
Mhm.
So Camille L. Miller. Yeah, you can find me pretty much anywhere if you Googled me. But
Beautiful.
soulprofessional.com, get involved with the movement in any way that we can help
Get your
you.
badge.
Yeah, get your badge.
That's great.
Yeah,
Well, thank you
absolutely.
so much.
Thank you, Bev. Thanks for
Appreciate it.
having me back. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.